Attention all online shoppers. Springfield and South Hadley police sending a warning about a series of Apple product package thefts just over the past month. And Springfield police believe these tech thieves are being tipped off. Welcome to Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Abby Carnevale. Western Mass News reporter Glenn Kittle joins us live in studio with the latest on the suspected group of iPhone poachers. Glenn?
Yeah, Chris, Abby, Springfield police spokesperson Ryan Walsh tells Western Mass News these thefts happened within seconds of delivery drivers placing the packages on residents' doorsteps.
Springfield police posting on Facebook sending a warning to folks shopping online for Apple products. Your packages may be at risk.
It's a little more sophisticated than your average porch pirate. This is, it is to do with FedEx deliveries, dropping off Apple iPads, iPhones on a doorstep, and then a suspect or a thief will come up and grab it almost instantaneously.
Springfield police spokesperson Ryan Walsh tells Western Mass News these above average porch pirates have taken between 5 to 10 Apple products post-delivery since May. However, Springfield police are developing a case as to how these bandits are snagging Apple product packages so efficiently.
There needs to be some sort of inside information, whether it's coming from FedEx directly or somehow they're getting information hacked. It's unclear.
We took these concerns to local residents who share with Western Mass News their reaction to this string of tech thefts.
I understand that it's really tough out there right now, but it's totally unnecessary to be doing this.
We need to be more responsible with our mail, and hopefully that we can come up with a different system as far as packages not being left.
Meanwhile, Walsh is urging if you decide to ship your Apple products to your door, make sure you receive the package in person.
Please have someone sign for it at home. Do not leave it unattended, even for a few seconds. They're getting stolen that quickly. Get it delivered to work, get it delivered to a drop box. Find another way to get that package.
We have reached out to FedEx for a response to these thefts. They sent us back a statement saying, quote, "The security of our customers' shipments is our top priority. We regularly work with law enforcement on security matters, and we encourage any customer who believes a shipment has been stolen to immediately contact police." Additionally, FedEx offers customers innovative visibility technologies to give our customers added peace of mind when it comes to the reliable delivery of their packages. Tools such as FedEx Delivery Manager, estimated delivery time window, and the FedEx mobile app offer customers more control over the timing and location of their deliveries. Again, there are reports of this happening in Springfield, South Hadley, and other communities across the Northeast. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates as we get them in our newsroom. Reporting live in the studio, Glenn Kittle for Western Mass News.